So as you know, we covered it. In fact, if you go to TWiT Live specials at twit.tv/specials, you'll see our coverage of the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. What I was surprised is that they said pre-order like a few days later. At least in the U.S., you had to order it through a carrier, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, or Verizon. So the day that the pre-orders became opened up, I did. You know, you also get which kind of was a nice selling point for me, a Gear VR. And T-Mobile, I think, gave me a year of Netflix with the pre-order. But what really surprised me is when I got the email, oh, it's coming Monday. Wow. It's not even in stores yet. So here it is. I'm sorry, I tore the tape a little bit so I can get into it. The Galaxy S7. Now, one negative I have to say on this is, and you'll see it right on the front, Samsung's only selling a 32 gigabyte version, which is a fairly low memory, although because they have an SD card support in here, I think that's fine. I mean, as long as I can move my music, my videos, and my Audible books onto an SD card, which I can, 32 gigs for the apps and the operating system is usually enough. Isn't it funny how far we've come? 32 gigs, it's so low. My God. I mean, that's really a ton of storage. They also did something interesting. Android 6 has this new capability to merge SD card storage with the main storage. They call it adopted storage. And so it all looks like one contiguous volume instead of two separate volumes. And Samsung and LG both decided not to do that, probably for good technical reasons. I don't know. It doesn't bother me so much. And yeah, I had to say I ordered the gold platinum version and the Edge too, because I want the bigger screen. And I had the S6 Edge. It was one of my favorite phones of 2015, and I really liked the curved Edge. So here we go. Ready, ladies and gentlemen? John, you're excited. I could see that. Ta 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 ta. It is pretty. Wow, look at that. First thing I always do is take these things off. Why do they put those stickers on there? Like, do they think you're going to leave that on there? Boy, it's a fingerprint magnet already. They got schmutz on it. But it'll be a nice mirror, you know. Look at that. Let's power it on. Yeah, I already need a schmutz cloth. One of the things Samsung does so well, these OLED screens, they make them, and Apple and others are still using IPS LCD. Fine, but there's nothing as beautiful, as bright, as crisp, and as high contrast as a Super AMOLED screen. And these AMOLED screens are just incredible. I don't know if you can tell, but it is bright. It is really bright. I'll have to put in my SIM card here.
Looks like it's bigger than the phone. Looks like the display looks off the edges of the phone.
It does, doesn't it? It's like one of those infinity pools. I'm not crazy. I have to say, I really regret that Samsung doesn't follow Google's lead and still has a physical home button that doubles as the fingerprint reader. I really like, you know, in fact, here's the little S6, so you can see how much bigger. In fact, I have here some comparisons we can show you. Let me take out my also gold iPhone 6s Plus, which that feels a little bit bigger, although that's because of the bezels, because they're roughly, aren't they the same size screen? Both 5.5 inches, yeah. And you know, of course, the iPhone is IPS LCD, which is more sedate. It's a sedater look than the OLED screen. But this feels in the hand much more elegant. It's a little slippery. I think you're going to want a case, especially because of the fingerprints. That's a mirror. I mean, they put a mirror on the back. But, you know, it's better looking than I thought. I thought the gold might look a little cheesy. Which I don't know if that's going to come off very easily. But you can compare it to the Nexus 6P. I feel like the fingerprint reader on the back is probably better. And, of course, Google eschews the home button, physical home button. They use a software home button. So yeah, this despite the fact that it has an equally large screen because of the Edge and basically lack of a bezel on the left and right, it really feels more compact. I think it has a nice hand feel. I'll put a SIM in it. I brought my SIM in, and let's see just real quickly. This also has quick charge. There's the T-Mobile SIM, and they give you a little SIM tool. The fast charger. I've already taken out the. Let's just see real quickly what the charger is. 5 volts times 2 amps, so it's a 10-watt charger. What's this? Oh, is that something? What is this? Oh, that's interesting. First of all, it comes with a USB connector. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. They did not use a Type-C connector on this. And that's, I'm sure, because it needs to pair with their existing Galaxy VR headsets, which use a micro USB connector. But that's interesting. They've bundled it with, so I guess this for USB to go? I don't know. Wow, that's interesting. And what is this? Oh, these are the headphones.
Their pins are all wrong.
The pins are all wrong? Oh, yeah, they reverse the pins from the standard, so you have to use a special Samsung. At least on earlier versions, you had to use a special Samsung. Yeah, the typical Samsung headphones are decent headphones. Is T-Mobile going to get mad if I don't use the SIM that they gave me? I don't want it to be that phone number. Wow, an actual manual. I wonder if it tells me not to put the pen in wrong. Whoops. Copy. What did I skip? Oh, now I have to sign in. Copy your Google accounts, yes. Connecting to your device. Confirm screen lock. So I use my fingerprint. Copy to your other device. Copy. Success. Huh. So now what it does is it downloads, since I've paired the two, it knows which account I logged in, and now it will download. If you use a personal exchange, not now, not personal, add another, not now, okay. Protect your phone, set up fingerprint, okay. I will set up a fingerprint. Place your finger on the home key. I'll start with my thumb. I usually do my thumb and 4 fingers, my index finger from both hands. Select display options. Yeah, I like to show content. Your screen lock has been set up successfully. Thank you. This is the typical onboarding experience for any Android device. We're looking at, this is the new Galaxy S7. Very excited about the camera. As soon as we get this setup done, I'll play with the camera. The bump is still there, but not much. Almost imperceptible. And it's now installing applications. It came with a little less than 2/3 power. So enough juice to at least get started here.